No, it's not reflex. Cannot find it anywhere. I expected that.
It's so good. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a new reading vlog. This was supposed to be a different reading vlog. I was supposed to be reading my TBR books in this reading vlog and trying to complete my October TBR, but I ended up picking up a book on that list and I wasn't in the mood for it and I wanted to give it a fair chance. I read 100 pages and I could not get into that book. It took me 2 days to finally realize that maybe I wasn't in the mood to read that book. I realized that I was still in the mood for fantasy books, and I have been in the mood for fantasy books for the past few weeks. I don't know where it's coming from. That is what we're going to be doing in this reading vlog. We're going to be reading a lot, and I mean a lot of romantasy books. I hope we can find some really good books. I hope we can find some books I'm going to be obsessed with. And we're going to start off this video with our first book. It's actually part of an ongoing series that was recently released, and it is Every Spiral of Fate by Tara Mafi. I have been waiting to get this book. It has been a month since it was released, and I have seen so many people post about this on TikTok and just enjoying the book, but for a while I couldn't find it in my country, and finally it was imported, so I was really happy to see it. But yeah, we're gonna read Every Spiral of Fate. I am now at chapter 6, and so far I'm really liking this. I have love the This Woven Kingdom series. I think that it's done very well. The world building, the characters, the writing, the prose is beautiful. The yearning, this is like peak yearning. I feel like I haven't been obsessed and haven't been loving YA reads, but this one is one of my favorite, and I love our characters in this book. I love Cyrus, I love Eliza, and although I don't love some of the side characters, I think overall they're done really well. So we're gonna continue the series. Obviously there's not a lot I can talk about. It's book 4 of a 5-book series. Basically, This Woven Kingdom is the first book, and you're following Eliza. She is currently in the Clay Kingdom, which is basically the human kingdom, and she is in hiding because she's actually the long lost princess of the Jinn Kingdom, a race of people who are born with powers, with magic. Eliza's parents were killed, and so she goes in hiding. She ends up catching the attention of Cameron, who is the crown prince of the Clay Kingdom, and then things go from there. I don't know if this is a spoiler or not, but honestly it's pretty obvious at this point. It is a love triangle. There is another guy who goes in the mix who's called Cyrus. I like him. I love him actually. He is, again, peak yearning, keep pining. I'm excited to continue the series. I just want to see more yearning from him, but also I would love the romance to like get started because we have gone through 3 books and honestly we haven't really seen progress with the romance, and I think there needs to be some sort of movement now that we're in book 4. I feel like this might potentially just be more yearning from Cyrus. But yeah, that's Every Spiral of Fate. We're going to be reading this, and we're just going to go through the entire week and see what we pick up. Hopefully I'll be able to read this quickly because I do tend to get through them pretty quickly. I have gotten through, I think, the second book in 1 day, and the third book was in like 2 days. Pretty quick. We're going to read this tonight. I'll probably give you guys an update tomorrow because I do want to wash my face and like get unready and go to sleep. And let's just get into this reading vlog. Honestly, this book is really funny. I did not expect to be giggling and laughing that much with this book, but it's honestly really funny. Guys, I just hit a phrase that made me want to cry. It says, "I hate him not because he is unworthy, but because I am weak." Guys, today was a huge filming day. It's currently 2 p.m. and I haven't really read a lot of my book because I was filming the entire day, but I thought I would give an update because I haven't given you guys any updates since yesterday night, and I have gone through quite a bit of this book. I am at chapter 21. This is page 175 and I'm almost halfway through. I flew through this book. Yesterday I read for about an hour and a half and I got to like page 160 so quickly. Don't know what was in this book. Don't know what is going on. Flying through this. For right now, I am enjoying this. Massively enjoying this. The writing is so beautiful and poetic, but more so, I love our characters in this book. Our main characters, Eliza and Cyrus. Oh my god. I love the profoundness of his feelings for Eliza, and it's just I love the emotional damage, I guess you can say, that this book is giving me right now. I haven't read a book where our male main character yearns like this. This is insane. With that being said, This book is a little bit slow. I'm flying through the book. The writing isn't boring, but I know that the pacing is pretty slow in a sense where we're going round and round and round with the romance. Our romance is not progressing at all. We're just literally going round and round this particular situation. And I know that there can be a movement, a step forward if we want it to happen. But it seems like Tere Mafi just wants to bring us to a very slow burn. But I have seen that they didn't have a kiss scene on this book. And we're 4 books in. We're gonna continue, obviously. I think it's a pretty fast read. I fly through this book. I'm going to sit my ass down and read for about an hour, I think. I have been just filming the entire day, so I haven't really gone to sit down and read. And yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna go now, I'm gonna read, and I will catch up with you guys once I have more updates. I apologize that I'm eating something, but page 258. The sad thing is I'm not able to talk about this book because it's a spoiler. It is the next day. Unfortunately, I did not update you guys at all. I also realized I didn't even film B-roll, but I did finish reading every Spiral Fate. It was just such an addicting and really fast read. I barely could stop reading this book. This book was absolutely brilliant. Page 383, he says, the quote, "What do you know of sacrifice?" And it made me spiral. I cannot. This man really truly is the epitome of a yearning man. He is angsty and brooding, but he loves, and I can't. This book is so good. I think, however, with this book, as I've mentioned before, it did feel a little bit fillery in a sense where things could start moving. It doesn't have to go round and round. So I decided to rate this book 4 stars. I have waited so long for this, and I just feel like I wasn't given anything. And yeah, we're gonna move on to our next book, which I have decided that I wanted to read on my Kindle. I have a lot of books on Kindle Unlimited. I do have a series that I really want to get into, and I want to read it in order to know if I want to get the physical copy or not. And it is The Wolf King by Lauren Palfreyman. I am reading this right now. I'm at page 8. It's a fantasy romance. It's about werewolves. Our main character is a princess, and she ends up getting abducted by an alpha. And I haven't really gone through much of this book, but I do want to get into this because it's been really hyped on TikTok recently. I am, however, going to work first. I just feel like I need to get things done before I read, and hopefully I will enjoy my read of this. Guys, I don't remember specifically what my last update to you guys was. Has it been 2 days? I feel like it's been 2 days. I think maybe I mentioned that I was potentially going to read on the Kindle. Yes, I did pick up my Kindle for our next read, which ended up being The Wolf King by Lauren Palfreyman, because I really want to see if I'm going to like the book in order to get the physical copy. I reached page 189. This is 39% of the book. I was very busy 2 days ago, basically on Tuesday, because today's Thursday. Very busy on Thursday. I was editing the entire day, and then yesterday I had a dinner, so I was out the entire night. Didn't really do much reading. I did read a lot during traffic because I was stuck in traffic for like 2 hours. My goal is to get this book finished. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but I'm gonna be so busy this weekend, so I would like to get this book done today in hopes that I potentially will be able to pick up a new book on Friday. Anyway, in terms of how I feel about the book right now, you are following Aurora, who's a princess, and she one day gets kidnapped by one of the alphas of the werewolf clans, and she's brought to the Wolf King in order to barter her life for something that the king has. I didn't really like our main protagonist. In the beginning, she's told to be very quiet and submissive and all of that because she knows what her worth is, and that is she's going to be sold to marry this one person because they have to like secure an alliance. So she understands her worth, having to hide her feelings and having to pretend like she doesn't care about the world, but all she wants is freedom. I feel like her character just doesn't seem like who she was portrayed to be in the beginning. I also don't feel like the reasoning as to why she got kidnapped and why she allowed herself to be kidnapped made sense. I thought it was a little bit of a stupid reason. So I honestly did not like that. And last but not least, the kidnapper, the alpha who kidnapped her. I did not like that he was so quickly trusting of her when he knows that she is the daughter of the king, and this king has been torturing and capturing and killing wolves his entire life. I don't know, I feel like you need to have a little bit of hatred towards the other kind and not be so trusting of a person just because she's pretty and is probably your type. But I'm currently reading through this and we have gotten another character appear, and when I started this book I already knew that this was a love triangle, and his name is Blake. And I like Blake. I like Blake more than our alpha kidnapper, Callum. I think Blake just is a lot more real as a figure in this world. Right now, enjoying Blake, kind of doubting Callum, and not really liking Aurora. I do have some editing to do, so I'm going to quickly do that, and then I am going to read. Hopefully we'll get this book finished today. I'm still reading The Wolf King, but I got to page 220 and there's like a scene where she's being manhandled, in a sense where he's carrying her. She says she doesn't like being manhandled, but then she will curl her arms around his neck. And if that happens, you obviously want to be manhandled. Then why do you say that you don't want to be manhandled? And there's also a scene before this where she could have chosen a path that didn't end up where she was, which then caused a little bit of a conflict. You're saying one thing and you're doing something else. It's annoying enough that he thinks he can manhandle me whenever he pleases. I hook my wrists around his neck as if it's a reflex, but irritation sparks inside me. No, it's not reflex. You like it. Okay, so I'm still reading The Wolf King. I have reached chapter 43 and I'm pretty sure there's going to be a spy scene. So we're giving my update now before I continue reading this. This is page 303, 64%. Now, I do have some concerns about this book, I guess you would say. There was like a scene before this chapter that I read like a few pages before where I really liked what our main character Callum, our main character, said, and I felt like that made sense as to why he was acting like a certain way towards. And then a few more chapters before this, I think it was like page 250 or something, there was like a scene with Blake, and I also really like that. And I think out of all the three, I like Blake the most. He has a lot more layers that we haven't really seen and revealed because he has a lot that he's hiding. His position in the story is going to play a huge role. I have a feeling that he is hiding something and it's going to be epic. I can't wait for that. So I'm actually really excited to continue reading on because I want to know what the hell Blake is experiencing and what he's doing. I had a little bit of an iffy, cringy feeling with Callum for a bit, but then I read like one scene and I thought that he made the most perfect sense with explaining why he was behaving a certain way, and I understood him very well. My concern really, truly lies with Aurora. We're already in page 300 of this book, and I can genuinely tell you that I have no idea what kind of character Aurora is. She's literally all over the place. She wants to be a demure princess, but she acts like a rabid wolf. And another one is she has grown to be secluded all her life. She doesn't have too much ideas when it comes to intimacy, or I guess you can say the word. Is that going to be censored if I say that? I don't know. But then she's so open to being intimate, and it's like, you started off not even wanting to look at a male's body, and she has only known these two characters, both Blake and Callum, I'm pretty sure not even a month. And after all, Callum did kidnap her. I guess you can say I can't really fathom the trust that Aurora has built with these two characters, and vice versa. Actually, no, Blake is perfectly fine. I think Blake has his own thing going on. I just feel like she's going into the romance very quickly. There's a lot of trust being put but not shown, and it's a lot of blind like accusations and assumptions, and I don't know how to feel about that. Blake is the one saving this book. Blake really has something going on that's making me so curious about him. Obviously I'm going to continue, but we're going to read at night. I think I have to do a little bit more work before I continue reading, so I'm gonna come back to you guys when I start reading this again, hopefully tonight, and hopefully I can finish this today, because that's the goal, to get this finished today. So I'm currently editing the video right now, and I realized that I did not give an ending comment of The Wolf King. I don't know why I didn't do that. By the time you watch this vlog, I already have my October wrap-up filmed and uploaded. So if you want to hear my thoughts, honestly, you can go to that wrap-up, but I'm gonna try and make it quick. Essentially, I rated this book 2.5 stars. It's not my favorite. I do like Blake. I don't like Callum. I don't like Aurora. The relationship got a little bit cringy by the end. They didn't feel like they had chemistry, so I don't really like it. But overall, the storyline flowed very well. The pacing was very fast. I didn't feel bored reading this book, which is why I rated it 2.5. I do think that maybe the second book would be better because of how this book ended. And I did like the ending. It was very predictable. But overall, I did like how the plot went. I just didn't love the characters and I didn't love the romance in this book. So hopefully I will like the second book because I am going to continue with the series. That is for my comments on The Wolf King. And then I ended up picking up my third read almost immediately. Also didn't tell you guys that I'm going to be reading my next book, but I guess you can watch to figure out what book I end up picking next.
Nowadays, I'm gonna need you guys to bring that back. I cannot find it anywhere. Took those out of the store without paying.
Hello guys, as you can tell, it's really dark outside, but actually it's only like 5:30 p.m. I haven't given you guys any updates for a while. I actually had a very long weekend and I did not pick up my book at all. I did not read on Wings of Blood at all during the weekend. I was very busy, and then I woke up this morning with an absolute headache. I think I pushed myself a little bit too hard this weekend, but I am reading on Wings of Blood right now. I have read until book 2. It's like around page 180 or something. Chapter 14, I think. Thought I would give you guys an update before I continue on reading. I would like to get through halfway today. I'm not really too sure that's gonna happen. Eyes are currently blurring really badly and I still have a pretty big headache, so I'm getting through this a little bit slower than I would like. I don't think I've given you guys any updates since I picked this book up, so let me give you guys a rundown. This is the first book of a trilogy. I think it's called Bloodwing Academy or something. I don't have the cover of the book. Our main character is Medra, and she actually fell into this world of vampires in Sangratha accidentally. It was kind of a surprise to her when she woke up suddenly realizing that she's not in the world she was in, and instead it's like a parallel universe or like a whole different world than she lived in, where vampires exist and there are the high bloods, aka the vampires, and the blightborns, aka the humans. The way they distinct themselves is that the high bloods have really pale hair, so silver, blonde, all of those colors, and then the blightborns, who are humans, have dark hair, black, brown. She came from a different world and she's very rare in this Sangratha world because she has red hair. And so she gets captured because she fell into this world accidentally, not really knowing what's happening. And then these people think that she is a dragon rider that are already extinct. And so they end up betrothing her to this one guy called Blake, who's actually the one who found her. And then she has to enter Bloodwing Academy. But the entire book is basically about her in Bloodwing Academy. It's more of like a school vibe, trying to figure out her place, figure out this world, figure out why she landed in this world in the first place. There's a lot of things going on. And I just read book 1, where we're only in Madra's POV. But right now, entering book 2, we have Blake's POV. So that's really exciting. For the most part, we haven't really gotten any romance. Literally no romance at all. They are set to be married to each other, but Blake does have another person that he's going to be marrying called Regan. I thought it was Pendra for a while. Essentially, in this whole world, betrothals are for alliances. And so he's set to marry Regan for alliance purposes, but Regan really likes Blake, obviously, because Blake is the nephew of the strongest house in Sangratha and all of that. There are some blightborns as well in this academy, but they're all looked down upon. They're very weak. They're used by the high bloods. There are some rules put in place so that they are not allowed to kill these blightborns. But honestly, the academy setting is really interesting. And I like the fact that we're not getting into the romance and we're just really getting to know the world, getting to know how the dynamic of the high bloods and the blightborns are, as well as high bloods versus high bloods, because there's like houses involved and they all have differing powers. And I do like the writing so far. I don't think that it is very hard to understand, but it is poetic enough for me to like the flow of the book. Also, we haven't really gotten to know Blake a lot, so I don't know my feelings about him, but I do like Madra. So yeah, hopefully we'll fly through this book. Again, halfway mark is my goal, but I'm gonna stop for right now. I feel like I've been yapping for way too long right now. I really want to read a lot today. Really. My camera battery's about to die. Right now I'm currently reading and I haven't really read a lot. I'm gonna sit and read the entire night. I have about maybe like 30 minutes before I go to sleep, and I'm really enjoying getting to know our characters, especially Blake. Very mysterious, kind of not really too sure what I feel about him, but I hope that it's going to be a good one. But yeah, I'm going to go now. I will give you guys more updates tomorrow. Hopefully I will read a lot tomorrow, and I'll see you guys in the morning, hopefully with better updates. I have about 70 pages left of this book. I'm gonna sit and get this finished. So I did finish reading On Wings of Blood by Briar Bolin, and I actually really enjoyed this book. First of all, I loved the history and how deep the author went into. Sorry, that was a little notification on my laptop. I really like how deep they went into the history of the vampires, the lore behind them, and how they came to be, and why they're so revered by the Blightborns. It was a very interesting take. Loved a few of the quotes in this book. I think I still remember what page it's on. Give me a sec. Yeah, okay. To the victors went the spoils. Wasn't that the saying back in Arcanum? And the victors also wrote the histories, didn't they? Obviously, the vampires wanted to come off as the saviors of the world. It was all propaganda. I really like that. It really hit very deep into real life society right now, especially because obviously victors will write your history. The idea that maybe the vampires are not really the good people in this world. But I do have to admit the pacing in the beginning was a little bit slow because of that. However, in my opinion, I don't really care too much. I just like that there's a slow build-up as well as the slow burn of the romance. They didn't really dive into it immediately. There wasn't really insta lust or insta attraction at all, and I loved it. The banter was so good, and you could really see them grow their feelings for each other. Overall, it was a really good romance and a really good strong fantasy world. I'm so excited to pick up book 2. I think there's going to be so much more in book 2 compared to book 1. I think I'm going to rate this a 4 stars. It's a very strong fantasy book, but yes, the beginning can be a little bit slow, and I do have to admit that there's some details that don't need to be over explained. For example, clothes. I don't know why they have to take one whole paragraph to explain clothes, but yes, it was a strong book. I highly recommend it if you guys like a very strong fantasy world and an equally strong romance. By the end of this book, they still hate each other, and I love that. I love how there's just such slow burn. It's really going to build up the depth into their relationship and how complex and complicated everything is. So fun. Loved it. 4 stars. I'm so happy I enjoyed this. Really happy, because I for a while was giving up on like hyped booktok books, but I have found my faith back onto On Wings of Blood, and we're actually gonna pick up our next book immediately. I already have picked out our next book. I'm reading Direbound by Sable Sorensen, another super hyped fantasy book. This might seem like it's thicker than On Wings of Blood in terms of size, if you can't tell, but actually in terms of page count, I'm pretty sure Direbound is shorter, but it's a lot thicker, and the pages are a lot thicker as well. The goal is to finish it before the weekends. I think I'm gonna start this after I finish doing some editing, because I do have to do some work and some edits. I don't actually know what it's about, but I know our main character is set to be bonded to a dire wolf, and she wasn't really wanting to join the bonding trials, but something happened and she wanted to join. She enlists in the army and is thrown into the deadly bonding trials. And then there is an instructor. Anyway, I'm going to read this and get into it a little bit blind. We're gonna get to this later. I'm gonna do some editing. I'll let you guys know when I pick it up. I'm gonna try and make this quick because my battery's about to die. I don't have a spare ready. It's currently being charged. It's been 2 days. It's currently Friday. My last update was Wednesday, and I did tell you guys that I wanted to finish Direbound before the weekday ends. I'm not done with this, and I haven't even gone through halfway. I'm like at page 228, I think. This is chapter 22, and I've been getting through this very slowly, not because the book's not good. I'm actually just really, really busy. I spent the entire Wednesday and Thursday editing videos. There was a video I needed to edit and sent over to review, and it was just a very busy Wednesday and Thursday. So I did most of my reading actually today, and so I need to get some reading done. I don't know if I can finish it. I think the answer is no, but hopefully we'll get through a lot so that I can at least get it done before the week ends. I'm currently enjoying this. I want to see more growth, more character development with Marin, our main character. I don't really know who our love interest is. Is this a love triangle? I have no idea. Right now, our love interest, quote unquote, I'm not the biggest fan of him. I do really like the entire premise of them bonding with dire wolves and just the idea that there's so much more going on with the bonding and with like pack hierarchies. It's really, really fascinating. It's just a very different and unique world. The world building is not an info dump. It's very fast paced, and we're gonna continue on. Anyway, I'm gonna read. I'll do some B-roll footage. Hopefully we'll enjoy this book. I expected that. Yeah, I expected that. Thought I would give an update before I wind down for the night. It's currently 10 p.m. and I do still want to continue reading for like about an hour or so, but I want to lie down in bed and I want to get comfortable. Still reading Diabound, and I actually have read a lot today. I started at page 170 and now I'm at page 382. This is chapter 38, and I know I can't finish this book today, but I do want to get through maybe like 100 pages. We'll see how long I can read today. I actually want to go to sleep a little bit earlier. I'm really tired, but I'm really proud of myself for having gone through quite a bit of Diabound. Honestly, I like it. It's very entertaining. The pacing is really fast, and I like that it's not wholly all romance. Getting to know the world and the dynamics between the bonded and the nobles and even the commoners. There's just a lot of things going on. I really want to finish it tomorrow. I know if I don't read it until Sunday, it's not gonna be done. I will give you guys more updates tomorrow. So just, yeah, I really like this so far. It's really fun. I'm currently reading Diabound. I'm about to try and get this finished right now. I have about 140 pages left to the end. I don't know how to explain this feeling, but I really do feel like this book is really good. I know in the beginning I was a little bit iffy about it, but now that we're almost done with this book, it's so good. I'm in the middle of an action scene and I think it's written very, very well. Like the tension and the build up and like the way the scene progress is honestly amazing. I also just really like the way our characters have a lot of secret behind them and you don't really know exactly what's going on. But the thing is, there are some plot points that is pretty predictable. It is a little slightly tropey in a sense where you know things are gonna go that way. But I have a feeling there's a lot more. And I have a feeling that the author made it predictable so that she can put you off on the other things that might not be predictable. It's just very intriguing. And I think because she has spent so much time building the world, building the characters, getting to know our main character, Marin, and then our love interests, I think just somehow suddenly coagulated to such an amazing written book. By the end here, you're already invested with the storyline and then you get hooked into it, and the story is just pacing so perfectly. Like, I'm getting shivers, guys, reading this scene. I don't know how to explain it. Again, I don't know. I just feel like it's written very well. I love our characters. I love this one specific character, and I know there's something more with this character. I know we can know more, and it's just getting on my nerves that I don't know what it is about. Excited to continue reading, so we're gonna try and get this finished tonight. Wish me luck. I just woke up, so I sound a little bit nasally or like raspy, but I'm about to finish Diabound. I have like 20 pages left. I was reading on the Kindle just now. Nervous because we had some really big plot reveals and I did not expect some of them. Oh, I'm stressed. Oh no. Very weird favorite setting because you guys have probably never seen this setting before, but I am in my sister's room. I have a dog, if you can see just now. She's gonna be staying here for a while, and she's a little puppy, and my room has a big ass carpet that she likes to pee on, so I'm in my sister's room. But anyway, I want to give an update on Direbound by Samuel Sorensen. The book is not with me because it's in my room, but basically I'm done with the book. As you guys saw, I finished it, and I think the last 100 pages probably saved the book a little bit. I think for the most part, I still really like the story and the book and the plot, the characters, everything. But I felt like the ending really made this book shine. And I like how Samuel Sorensen really crafted this storyline and made every single situation make sense. Because I had a lot of confusion with the beginning of the book, and I thought that our main character Marion was just really out of place. But honestly, after that ending, I understand. And there was a little plot reveal at the end that honestly got me super shocked and surprised. And I really liked it. So hopefully we're gonna see really, really good plot progress with the second book, which is coming out, I think, next year. Now, I don't know what to rate this yet. I'm in between like a 4 and a 4.5. I do like the storyline, but I don't know if it like garners a 4.5. So I need to sit on this for a bit. However, I do really like the book, and I'm really excited for the second book. That is going to be it for this reading vlog. I feel like has been going on for so long. I think 2 weeks. It's time for me to get this edited and uploaded. And if you have watched until this far, comment down below a dragon emoji, because we read so many romantasy books and there were dragons in some of these books. So hopefully we will do more of these, but that is it for today. Thank you for watching again, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!